Hey, what's up, folks? It's Mike here at Nebel Media. I wanted to take a second and talk to you real quick just about building your brand. You have to build that connection with your customer. And it's something I feel a lot of us lose these days when it comes to the internet because it's so simple and so easy to meet so many people that we lose a connection with that one person. And the thing is that one person could be the one person that really makes a difference when it comes to growing our business because you never know who that one person may know. And back in the day when it came down to marketing and running a business like a mom and pop shop, it was very important that you knew your customers face to face. You knew their wants, their needs, everything about them because they were the lifeblood of your business. But what I've noticed is these days we lost that. We've lost that connection because all we have to do is send out a tweet and we can get customers right then and there if we're good at it. And it's how do I put it? It's disheartening to the customer because the customer feels like they are just a number. Because I get orders all the time and I just see the order number and people will email me back and say, hey, I'm just checking on my order. And my first question is, what's your order number? Because I don't know your name, but I know you by a number and it's a connection that's lost. So I try to bridge that gap when it comes to my marketing, my advertising to give a more personal feel, a personal touch. I want someone to look at it and say, hey, that's Mike. And I think it's been working because my wife and I, we go out with Boss all the time and we'll go to Target or we'll go to Giant or something. And sometimes people will see us and say, hey, that's Boss Mick, or hey, you guys are the people from Net or Gold, or the people with the Combs or something like that. And it feels good knowing that our connection is there because there are a lot of businesses now that are being ran and no one knows who owns them. And that's fine if you don't want to have your face out there. But there's a connection that's going to be lost now because all they know is there's an Instagram page or a Facebook page or a Twitter page, and they don't know exactly who they're supporting, what they're supporting, or why they're even supporting it. They just like the product. And it's just a big misunderstanding to me because you need to portray when it comes to your branding who you are, what you do, what you stand for, what you believe in. So people that are like you can say, you know what, I understand this person's message. I enjoy this message. I want to support this message financially, spiritually, and, verbally. And a lot of times we just lose that connection with folks. We lose that connection big time because we aren't taking the time to get to know our customers. We're focused so much on the matrix of, hey, these are my analytics. These people here are great. I like these people. I want people that are interested in this one thing to come buy my products and all this other stuff. But we don't take the time to learn who they are and what they want and what they really need outside of just trying to sell to them. With Nebel Media, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge the gap between small businesses and big brands because big brands spend money on advertising, and advertising gives that sense of connection to people outside of the digital world, and that digital world it's very cloudy, it's very full, it's very compact because anybody can start an Instagram page and start selling a business, but not everybody can start getting into the advertising game as in billboards and outside of home advertising. And I'm not saying we have the best way to do it, but it's definitely a way you need to think about when it comes to your advertising, just to get people to understand who you are. Like think about what is it, like Crip Mokov. It's a plumbing service here in the city, but when you see the picture of the guy on the side of the thing, you're like, okay, that's the guy. I trust that guy. I trust that face. And we're losing that face. Like let's say Victoria's Secret. No one knew Victoria's Secret was ran by a guy or owned by a guy, but when you went into a Victoria's Secret store, you saw the women that were there, the smiles on their face, their happiness and eagerness to help you out. So you equated their love for the product and their love for the brand as well to your thing. You built that up. That's how they made you feel like, hey, this is who we are, and you had a connection. But now people running Instagram pages anonymously, it's a disservice to the customer. Like they don't know who you are, what you're selling, and what you're pushing. And I'm saying all this because I think it's very important for you as a business owner to take a second, sit down, and realize what your customer wants, and just talk to them. Ask them questions. If you're on Instagram, you can ask people questions all the time and answer their questions. Spend your time adhering to your customer because if not, they're going to find someone else. And that's another thing. When it comes to branding, the big thing between branding and just running a business, in my personal opinion, is when you have a brand, people are interested in you, what you stand for, and what you do. When you have a business, it's just who can get the job done. Like I've had numerous plumbers come into my house and they were cool. Each one was great. But then there was one plumber that came by and I was like, I like this guy. I like the way he works. And the reason why I liked him is because when he came back to my house to fix the issue that I was having, he said, hey, I got the booties in my car. Let me grab them. I know you don't like people walking around in your house. And then he was like, oh yeah, you got the napkins, right? You don't use paper napkins, you use cloth napkins. Can I get one real quick? Do you remember that? You know, and I don't have the greatest memory, so I can't say I've made that connection with people in that sense, but the way he said it, the way he was like, hey, I remember you, made me feel like I was his only customer. And feeling like his only customer made me say, you know what, I need to give this guy more of my business. So it's just important to make that connection with your customer, because if not, your customer will just find someone else that does the same thing you do for probably a cheaper price, maybe even better. But when you brand, and you brand yourself and brand your business as like someone that cares about their customer, your customer is not going anywhere. Like, it's going to be really hard for them to leave you, okay? You're going to have to really fight to get them away from you. And it's really important for you to realize that your customers are your lifeblood. So connect with them, talk to them, and speak to them as if they are your lifeblood, as if they are a part of you, because essentially they are you. They're the ones financing your dream. And it kills me when people talk to their customers like they're nothing. Because without your customers, you would be nothing. Your customers are the ones financing your dreams. Remember that. So talk to your customer the way you want to be spoken to, and then some. And that way you always have them around. Because that's what we're losing in this digital age, is that connection. We can talk to so many people, yet we connect with none. Okay? So I really hope this was somewhat beneficial to you, and I hope you enjoy this. And if you're listening to it on the podcast, go ahead and hit that follow button. If you're watching on Instagram or YouTube, please subscribe and follow. I'm going to make sure I come out with a lot of information with you all when it comes to just building a brand and marketing your business, because it's important to do this in this day and age, because drop shippers exist, and to me, they're a dishonest bunch. But that's a whole nother podcast. So we'll come back to that on a different day. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening, and have a beautiful day, okay? Mike from Nebel Media out. Okay, so it's weird because usually when I do a video, I can just like fade out, fade to black, but I don't know how really to end a podcast. So, see ya. I'll figure something out, I promise. I'll come up with something better.